This is He Knows Everything, bringing you the heat. Or we keeping the foot on the whoop. Oh, Eeks. We keeping the foot on the whoop. Oh, Eeks. And like the Tibetan mass shift that I am, I'm applying whoop on immediate pressure. Because pressure does whoop. Eat versus pipes. Let's talk about it, man. Alright. Jermell Charlo talked about Errol the True Spence. He made it very clear that Errol the True Spence is going to end Manny Pacquiao's career. Everybody's paying attention and they taking notes about the series. They know what time it is because the series is what? Isn't it ironic? Errol the True Spence is going to properly retire Manny Pacquiao via AARP retirement Pac-Man style. If you're going to properly retire somebody via AARP retirement Pac-Man style, and Jermell Charlo says that Errol Spence is going to end Manny Pacquiao's career. It's a things that make you say, It's a things that make you say, But in its most cold-hearted, unadulterated, and cutthroat to telefashion, it's as simple as this. Jermell Charlo's not telling no lies. He's telling you the truth. Jermell Charlo spars with Errol the True Spence. This is two guys in their prime that are sparring with one another. We're talking about two heavyweight lifting opponents sparring in boxing. We're talking about two guys that are going toe-to-toe with one another. We're talking about two guys that are basically what we would say head honchos in terms of the sport of boxing, in terms of what they bring to the table, in terms of basically their cachet, in terms of their boxing ability. This is what they both are able to do. Errol the True Spence, Jermell Charlo knows this well because his level of boxing stepped up when he fought in the ring with this guy in terms of sparring. Iron sharpen iron. There's a proverb that says, a song that says, iron sharpeneth iron, and a man is sharpened by the countenance of his friend. When it's all said and done, Errol the True Spence has iron sharpeneth iron Jermell Charlo. See, black community fan bases, they're not going to separate this brotherhood. And I'm going to talk about this shit in another video. These guys got each other's back. And this is emphatic. Because when Jermell Charlo says this, he's lifting his brethren up. It's interesting that you got people that wear the envelope of so-called black community fan bases, but they don't lift their people up. Because when you lift your people up, you got to lift all of them up. You can't be selective. It can't be a Deontay Wilder. It can't be a Devin Haney. It can't just sit here and be a Terrence Buck Crawford. It can't just sit here and be a Jerome Boutennis. It has to be all of these black fighters. You have to prop them all up. Errol the True Spence, the Charlo brothers, Gervonta Tank Davis. These guys are doing way more than the ones that they're propping up. Let me say it again. They're doing way more than the ones that they are propping up. At this juncture, Gervonta Tank Davis is doing something we haven't seen since the likes of Floyd Money Mayweather. 130, 135, and 140 pounds. Champion in all weight classes. But so-called black community fan bases don't want to give them credit. We look at Jermell Charlo. This guy's one belt away from undisputed. And all because of your symbolism stupidity, you're going to sit here and say, oh, we're mad at him because he said I'm not black, I'm Charlo. Clearly, Jermell Charlo was doing that for marketing purposes. The shit worked. Isn't he going to fight Brian Castano, you brain full of mush and brainwashed dodo heads? I already see what Jermell Charlo was doing. It's a marketing strategy. It's a promotional strategy to get you guys to fucking talk. And you guys fell for it in brain full of mush and brainwashed dodo head fashion. Because the person he's fighting is a no-name. So he needs to get you guys in the fucking stadium. And you guys still will watch Jermell Charlo fight. That's the irony in it. So, stop the presses and pump the brakes on the nonsense. Go sit down somewhere and what? Biggity fucking hush on that symbolism, hypocrisy nonsense. Black people are so stupid till they're fucking stupid. Yes, I'm going to start saying this shit more and more because y'all need to hear this shit more and more. Jermell Charlo is not going nowhere. He's under the same coach as Errol the True Spence. Him and Derrick James have a symbiotic relationship now. This is why Jermell Charlo has reached the heights that he's reached. I told black community fan bases, Jermell Charlo's career was saved because of the fact that he was under Mr. Tactical Aggression. He was under Mr. Technical Puncher Placement, and he was under Mr. Body Snatching Work Delivery on Stop the Punishment Style. If it wasn't for Errol the True Spence, Jermell Charlo's career wouldn't be where it's at right now. That's how great Errol the True Spence is. And I've had this iron sharpeneth iron moment with a fellow brethren of mine on YouTube. He told me, get the fuck out of here. But when he sat there and sat there and sat there and sat there and sat down and critically analyzed the situation, which I knew he would critically analyze, he came to the same conclusion. That they call him the truth because there's no lies in his damn fist. We left the Mayweather era, we ushered into the Spence era. If it's your era, that means everybody is beneath you in that era. Let me say it again. If it is your era, everybody is beneath you in that era. That includes AARP retirement Pac-Man style. Manny Pacquiao is getting fucking retired. This is what Jermell Charlo is saying in his own way. That he picked the wrong fucking welterweight to bark up the tree. Jay-Z made an infamous saying and said, if you bark up the tree, if you bark up the wrong tree, the tree will fall on you, dog. He's barking up the wrong tree. So the wrong tree has to fall on his rabbit ass. And the tree is called punishment style. The tree is called he's a punisher by trade. Manny Pacquiao's fate will be decided in the ring. Because Errol the True Spence is the judge, the jury, and the executioner. And it's time to execute Manny Pacquiao. It's time to give him his full-time senator status. It's time to say bye-bye to the Manny Pacquiao that you once knew as a fighter. Because let me tell you something right now. After these 12 rounds, the last thing Manny Pacquiao is going to be thinking about is trying to step into a ring for a prize fight. Let me say it again. After Manny Pacquiao goes 12 rounds with Errol the True Spence, the last thing that he's going to be thinking in his Filipino brain is stepping into a square circle. He's going to tell the Filipinos, I'm no longer able to be your village feeder. I cannot fucking no longer feed your fucking village. So because I can't no longer be your village feeder and I can't feed your fucking village, you're on your own. Because when it's all said and done, I'm going to get tactical aggressed. I'm going to be technically punched. And I'm going to be body snatching worked. When it's all said and done, Errol the True Spence has to showcase to Manny Pacquiao that he does not belong in the ring with him. And that Manny Pacquiao's fate is going to have to be decided by an artist who is of welterweight status, who has a jab that welterweights just can't get through. I don't give a fuck what welterweight you're talking about. They cannot get through that fucking jab. That's what makes Errol the True Spence special. Because Errol the True Spence has a signature move. All special fighters have a signature move. With Floyd Mayweather, it's his shoulder roll defense. With Errol the True Spence, it's that fucking jab, dog. You can't get behind that jab. You can't get through that jab. And if Manny Pacquiao thinks he's going to do feints, which is bad advice from Nonito Donaire. If Manny Pacquiao thinks he's going to use angles, which is bad advice from Nonito Donaire, because Nonito Donaire did that same shit against Guillermo Rigondeaux. What the fuck happened to him? Let me say it again. He did that same shit against Guillermo Rigondeaux. What the fuck happened to him? Stop giving Manny Pacquiao so much credit because you Filipino just like him. Just like your ass got done the fuck up, Manny Pacquiao's gonna get done the fuck up. Just face it. You guys are not on the levels of a Guillermo Rigondeaux. You're not on the levels of a Errol the True Spence. When it's all said and done, Errol the True Spence is the truth. Because there's no lies in his damn fist. We left the Mayweather era, we ushered into that Spence era. And when you usher into a Spence era, that means everybody's getting punished. Punishment is not discriminatory. Punishment is not off the table because punishment basically says, oh, you get punished, but you don't get punished. No. Punishment is no respecter of persons. Everybody's getting fucking punished. And if Errol the True Spence mission statement, not if, his damn mission statement says he's lording over and dominating a welterweight division. So you know what that means. The division has to be lorded over. It has to be dominated. Because a big fish, and i.e. a megalodon shark that has no predators, but is the predator, sent the emphatic message. And his identity is one of the truth. And if he's the truth, that means there's no lies in his damn fist. This is what Jermell Charlo's talking about. Because Jermell Charlo understands very clearly what Errol the True Spence did to his career. He understands very clearly that Errol the True Spence girded up his loins and got him to the next level. So hence, because of that, iron sharpeneth iron. And a man is sharpeneth by the countenance of his friend. So this means Manny Pacquiao has to be bull fucking dosed. Manny Pacquiao has to be steam fucking rolled. Manny Pacquiao has to be plowed fucking through. And then Manny Pacquiao has to be properly retired. So when it's all said and done, what is the mission statement? What is the identity? What is the subject line of this series? That Errol the True Spence will properly retire Manny Pacquiao via AARP retirement style come August 21st. And there are no two ways around it. Book it. That's the cool part. That's the unadulterated. That's the tell of fashion. I keeps the foot on the pigs. I keeps the foot on the pigs. This is He Knows Everything. Checking out.